Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal back with a new, latest and greatest Mr. Informal podcast. We are on number 215 of the Mr. Informal podcast. Again, I go by the name of Mr. Informal. Talking to you about the latest and greatest news on fashion and technology. That is it. So, I hope you are doing well today. I hope you are healthy and I hope you are enjoying life. Certainly, if you are not enjoying life, go somewhere where you can enjoy life. If you are somewhere where you are not enjoying life, well, find a place that can actually make you feel at peace. So, please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. So these are the four topics for this podcast 215. Number 1, Netflix and Lacoste collaborate for new merchandise. Number 2, Puma cares about the earth, so they decided on to make a sustainability team. Number 3, marketers are spending a lot of money on TikTok, even though TikTok is about to get banned. Last but not least, the city of New York City, wants to market We Love NYC instead of I Love NYC. That is going to be interesting. So, those are the four topics for this Mr. Informal podcast 215. And so, let's go ahead and start the podcast. On to the first topic, titled Netflix shows meet Lacoste's crocodile in new apparel collection per marketing dive. Netflix has partnered with fashion brand Lacoste for a new collection inspired by some of the streamer's most popular shows. According to a press release, the collection launches, right now. An offer of polos, tracksuits, and sweatshirts inspired by titles like Stranger Things, Bridgerton, and The Witcher that also features Lacoste crocodile. The collection can be shopped online at Lacoste.com and Netflix shop, as well in select Lacoste stores. In its latest streaming platform, co-branding, clothing collaboration, and a rise that it looks to break into new revenue streams, such as it recently launched ad-supported tier. So, we think, per Netflix VP Josh Simon, we think products can be powerful medium for storytelling, and partner with Lacoste presents a unique opportunity to blend world of fashion and entertainment. Well, look, the audience of Stranger Things are, let's say, teenagers or even younger than that. They can't afford Lacoste. Lacoste is not cheap. For their polos, we're looking at $90 to $120 depending on the color and also the style. And Lacoste, again, is not cheap. So, look, I get Netflix point here, create more revenue. This is good. I'm not gonna lie. But why pick Lacoste? Now, I'm pretty sure Lacoste is going to gain by it. Could be new consumer, new customers, new generation, new target consumers, so and so. So, I'm not mad at this, but for them to think that this is gonna look, I'm not sure if they think this is going to be a hit. If they do, then they failed. If for some reason they don't really care, hey, whatever makes them money. I don't think this is going to sell out. Although, I'm not going to be surprised if it does, especially the Stranger Things edition. Because apparently there are cults of Stranger Things fans. And those fans are very rabid, very intense, and they are very loyal. So, the Lacoste series leans into higher price point goods and goes beyond traditional shirts and hoodies usually associated with licensed merchandise, and potentially offering a stronger lure for consumers and consumers able to spend the money. The Lacoste crocodile, which often appears in a brand's apparel, is incorporated into many designs, which nods to the shows like head of crocodile being replaced with the head of a monster from Stranger Things. So that's exactly what I mean. I'm not mad at both companies in regards to generating new profits. I think this is better for Lacoste than it is for Netflix, because everyone has Netflix, but not everyone has Lacoste. So I'm not surprised by this move. The interesting part of this is just that I'm surprised Netflix chose Lacoste, because again, Lacoste is actually much more expensive. And one thing that I don't like about my Lacoste polo is after a few wears, that collar doesn't stay flat anymore unless you gotta have it professionally steamed or dry cleaned by somebody. But I can tell you this, wearing a Lacoste polo, you wear it once and then that's it. You gotta put it in the washer or you gotta get it dry cleaned. So it's not cheap. I do like the polo, don't get me wrong, instead of Ralph Lauren, but that polo, that Lacoste crocodile is going to be interesting. And so, like I said, it's going to have shows like Bridgerton and The Witcher, especially Stranger Things, in the collection. But as you know, it's not going to be a major change in terms of what the clothing will look like. It's going to look like Lacoste, but with graphics or with fonts, such as The Witcher. Colors could be different, so just don't be surprised by this. So we'll see how this goes, but certainly it's going to be interesting, and I'm surprised that Netflix collaborate with Lacoste due to the higher price point. On to topic number 2 from RetailDive.com, titled Puma assembles team of young activists to tailor sustainability initiatives. I really don't understand why they need to form a team, knowing that Puma is such a big company. I mean, it's pretty obvious that whoever their employees are quite weak or their management sucks. So, Puma is involving young consumers in a sustainability initiative through a Voices of a Regeneration program, according to press release. As part of a year-long push, 4 young environmentalists from Europe and the US will collaborate with Puma executive sustainability efforts. The initiative builds on previous efforts by the shoe and apparel brand, which ranked high on the business fashion sustainability rankings last year, per the press release. The inclusive panel was inspired by research that found 71% of young people do not feel their voices are being heard when it comes to environmental issues, and 49% say they would like brands to make more commitments in the area. First of all, what do these young people mean by environmental issues? I need to know. Because if these young people do really care, they would not buy brands such as Nike. So, the new initiative seeks to explore actionable ways to implement the participants' feedback in its strategy while using their platform to communicate the brand's effort. We've always documented our progress in sustainable practices. However, our participation in Conference of the People has shed light on the fact that the information we share isn't always easily understood by the next generation, said Anne-Laure Decour, the brand's chief sourcing officer, per press statement. So, the Voices of Regeneration Coalition could help Puma better understand what resonates with young consumers in an effort to do away with some of the guesswork. It is the latest effort for the shoe brand to reach Gen Z with previous activation, including a Pokemon Go partnership and a metaverse experience. So first of all, what do they mean by young people? Talking about they want brands to care about environmental issues. Now, I also blame about the consumers too for not researching enough about how buying a certain type of clothes, certain type of brands affects sustainability and the environment. I mean, Lululemon is so popular, but you have to ask yourself, how can you recycle Lululemon clothes? Is it selling it? Is it recycling it? I mean, how? I mean, even the recycling plant has a hard time of trying to recycle their fabrics or their textiles. So I'm trying to understand where the younger consumers is trying to solve, now I shouldn't say solve, but help to solve the environmental issues or become more sustainable. As of right now, we don't have enough facility in the world to be recyclable or to even try to solve these environmental issues in a manner where it doesn't affect other areas of the industry. That could be a recycling plant, that could be waste, sewage waste. I mean, what about water? I mean, just because Levi's say it use less water doesn't mean that they still don't use water. They still do. And look, you really want something to be soft like denim, it has to go through water. You have to use water. No denim that I know is gonna be soft without washing. Let's be honest. You still have to go through that. But in any case, I just think that this is a problem for both parties, for both Puma and these young consumers. On to the third topic by marketing.com titled 75% of marketers expect to spend more on TikTok even as ban looms. Yep, TikTok is going to be banned. Despite security concerns and the possibility of a ban by the US government, 3 in 4 marketers expect to increase spending on TikTok in the next 12 months, according to a Capterra survey of 300 marketers at business in the US. Wow, 75%. A TikTok ban would have a moderate to significant impact on achieving social media marketing on advertisers' objective, according to 80% of responders, and 70% expecting to expand in other digital channels outside social media in the event of a ban. I mean, we have Instagram, right? We have Facebook, we have YouTube. I mean, can't we use Rumble? I mean, we have other social media. What about Twitch? As the battle over the future of TikTok intensifies, more than 50% of respondents believe it is highly somewhat unlikely that the federal government will ban TikTok or prevent it from operating in the US, and most 87% still believe it is a viable platform for long-term marketing strategies. I don't believe that. I believe that, well, this is my opinion. I think that TikTok is not needed. If you get rid of TikTok, nothing has changed. I mean, marketers have always marketed even without TikTok, even before TikTok was banned. I mean, we had Vine. I mean, we had Instagram. We had Facebook. I mean, we had YouTube. I mean, we have other stuff. We even have Twitch. What about esports now, right? I mean, we have conventions. I mean, we have a lot of stuff. Right now, Coachella is happening. So, the news does create more opportunities for other platforms to capitalize, said Parmel Doyle, president and co-founder of influencer agency Billion Dollar Boy. In email comments, an immediate solution for brands and creators is to pivot to Instagram and YouTube's equivalent short-form videos content formats, Reels and Shorts, respectively, which are increasing in popularity. Well, there you go. I mean, I would think that would be easy, right? So, TikTok CEO Shouji Chu is scheduled to testify to the House Energy and Committee, to the Commerce Committee. The Biden administration has demanded that TikTok divest itself from parent ByteDance or face a ban. Basically, ByteDance is owned by CCP China, and China loves, really love to do some espionage. So, Mr. Chu claims that 150 million Americans use TikTok and 5 million US businesses use TikTok. Wow, 5 million businesses? Well, that's a big no-no. If he knows that number, then yeah, I think that TikTok should be banned. On to the last topic from marketing.com, titled New York introduces We Love NYC to mixed reactions. New York City is launching a civic campaign, We Love NYC, that plays on the well-known I Love New York slogan that has been around since 1977. The goal of the effort is to mobilize citizens from across the 5 boroughs to engage in volunteer opportunities. It places the emphasis on the city itself rather than the entire state. It rallies residents for the post-pandemic era. The campaign includes a new logo with a heart standing for the word love, stylized We Love NYC. The rollout has so far been a mixed review, with many expressing disappointment in the design on social media. Well, I don't understand what's wrong with I Love New York. Why can't it represent the whole state? Why does it have to represent just the city? Not only that, you'll make it seem like New York City represents the state of New York. It doesn't. So as they look for reinvigorating the city following the years of pandemic-related disruption, not only that, there's a lot of crime-ridden factors that's been happening in New York City as of right now, and also their governor is not really that great. So while the original I Love New York was made to encourage tourism across the state, We Love NYC emphasizes community togetherness specific to the metropolitan area. It was unveiled Monday by New York City Mayor Eric Adams and New York Governor Kathy Hochul. So, let's see. Others have come to defense of the new logo, pointing out that it is not a replacement for the original, but has a completely different goal, focus on civic engagement. And I would say that if it's a different goal, then why make it look like I Love New York? For example, the new campaign contains an element called Spread Love NYC, 9-month-long initiative meant to engage NYC citizens in both long and short-term volunteer opportunities. Wait a minute. Why can't the city officials do that? Why can't the city employees do that? Why does it have to be a volunteer effort by the citizens of New York City? The city is also planning an Earth Day celebration centered around City's Park. Well, look, honestly, I don't really care, because whether you love New York State or New York City, that's up to you. But to do this, really? What's wrong with I Love New York? Now, if you want to say NYC, why don't you just make a heart shape and then NYC? Love New York City. Why does it have to be we? What if the citizen of New York don't like the people who's running the city of New York, such as your government officials? But in any case, to me, I don't really care. But why am I bringing this up? Well, there's a lot of people in the world that love to go to New York, and maybe they'll love this new slogan, We Love NYC. And so that basically concludes this Mr. Informal podcast number 215. If you listen to me from beginning to end, I do appreciate it. And hopefully I gave you some insights and new news. So again, I go by the name of Mr. Informal. Please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MisterInformal. And then check out my website, mrinformal.com, mrinformal.com. So I hope you be happy, I hope you are safe, and I hope you are healthy and wherever you are in the world. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.